So because of that, I said, okay, if you have already fragmented the land and you only have 4 acres, on page 3 there, I advised you. Then you do coffee, fruits, one of the food crops, 0 grazing for cattle, for milk, poultry, pigs, and fish farming. That is agriculture. So there is money for NADS, Operational Wealth Creation, in the villages there. There is the youth fund, which Tungwebas was talking about. There is the women fund. So please, access. Now we have added the other Emyoga fund. Emyoga is because even the ancient Banyankore were more organized than our people today. Because Umwoga, each one had Umwoga. Traditionally, you are either a cattle keeper or a crop person or a blacksmith. If you are a blacksmith, they know that family, they are blacksmith. They do no other work. They concentrate on blacksmith. Other people grow food and bring it to them, and then they give them blacksmith products. That's what Umwoga means. That's why I brought that word, Umwoga. Umwoga is a specialization. Blacksmith, or these ones of clay, making clay pots, or carpentry. All those were the specialization traditionally. But now you have somebody here, he has nothing, he's just there. And that's why we are saying no, you must belong to or target to belong to one of the activities. And if it is agriculture, we have advised you how to handle it. Now, if you don't want to go into agriculture, then maybe, especially those who are educated, the school graduates, even if you did SWASWA or psychology, or you did a degree in Latin, you can imagine. Somebody can qualify in Latin, he speaks around sanctum sanctum. That was part of the problem of our Muslim children. Because some of these groups would take our Muslim children and teach them Arabic, only Arabic. So they come back, they have no jobs. So they would sit in the mosque, start talking, hoping for miracle wealth. And that's how many of them ended up joining ADF, that ADF group. It was those children who had no skill. The ADF is the terrorist group which is in Congo, which was joined mainly by our Muslim children because of that lack of skill of what to do. So whatever you did, whether you did SWASWA, whether you did Latin, whether you did Shakespeare, that Shakespeare said this, okay, thank you very much. You have remembered what Shakespeare said, but what are you going to eat? We now say, form, and that's where the youth, Nachiwara and Kasoro, the man of microfinance, they can form manufacturing associations. Like, for instance, There are some of the youth I have given maize meals. Okay, you have formed a group. I gave you a maize meal. It's produced maize flour, but also it's produce animal feeds. Because we are importing animal feeds. We are putting animal feeds. And there's now too much maize. There's too much maize. Because you know, the Ugandans say, adinga na maolo agajamu mukuto. But when you keep eating, they call it leftovers, but mahoro is good. Me, I like cold food. That when you keep eating it, eventually you get satisfied. So, because of talking, there is some limited ajo. Do we have an artist here? What is ajo? Sleeping? No, I mean waking up. Akwenyu is waking up. So there is now limited akwenyu. There is some limited akwenyu. Some of your people have woken up. It's not too much, but a little waking up. Now, that waking up has already generated a lot of products. Has generated a lot of coffee, 7 million bags. From 2 million bags. Fortunately for coffee, the external market is big, so we never get okudiba. We never get no buyers. They buy. But the youth should form association and add value to that coffee. Instead of the coffee just going as a raw material, they should add value to it. So these Swaswas, what, they can form a group and they come to Nachiwara and they say, we want to form the coffee roasting. Maybe you start with roasting, which may be easier. Later on, you can add other levels of processing. Because now the raw material is big, it's there now. Some of your people have woken up a bit. Some akwenyu, some limited akwenyu. Then you come so that by the time you cover all maize flour, both for local but also for export, animal feeds, for import substitution, but maybe also to export to other countries. How many people, how many youth will be employed, and how much money will they generate? Then you go to shoemaking. Shoemaking, I'm going to start an industry for leather tanning using the funds of Nachove, so that you have all the leather here, all the skins and hides of your cows. We are going to start at Kaumu processing leather, so that all the people who want to make shoes, you go and look at the imports. How much money are the shoes taking? And leather products. I haven't checked, but it's quite a bit of money. So that then some of the youth go into the shoemaking associations. You own it. You borrow money, those revolving funds, you borrow money, you use and pay back slowly to the revolving fund. Then you come to we attracted abattoirs, modern abattoirs here. People want factories. Actually, there's a factory on Bombo Road. It's not working now because they built the abattoir to slaughter cows. The cows are there, but they are scattered. General Moses Ali, one of the rich people in Uganda, can supply I don't know how many bulls in a year. And he's one of the big ones. Me, I'm not a very poor man. I can supply 2,000 bulls in a year. But the factory needs 400 bulls per day. So me, one of your richest people can only supply the factory for 5 days. So, very simple, but the cows are 14 million cows. If you multiply 400 bulls by 365 days, I think when I calculated it, it was 146,000 bulls in a year for that factory. And with 14 million cows, normally you can slaughter 20% in a year. That's 2.8 million cows. So the cows actually are there, but they are not consolidated. They are not. Nobody has entered the business of gathering them. So that's why I have told some of the youth, do bull fattening. You can calculate it. If there are 4 abattoirs,